The outcomes model. There are some similarities between the outcomes model and the GROW model, though the former is more detailed. Outcomes stands for O. Objectives. U. Understand. T. Take stock. C. Clarify. O. Options generation. M. Motivation to action. E. Enthusiasm and encouragement. S. Support. Objectives. In this stage, you are working to understand what the team member is trying to achieve. You will attempt to get an idea of what specifically the person is trying to achieve from either the coaching session or their objectives. This is a conversation and a learning process, not just a directive. Understand. Understanding the reasons behind wanting to achieve the identified objectives is what is required during this step. More often than not, employees either understretch or overstretch their objectives. For example, in sales, by understanding the reasons behind the rapport objective, a manager can support and challenge a salesperson to achieve both those objectives and start the selling process. Take stock. Your goal is to take stock of the current situation. It's important to spend time analyzing the present situation so that a manager can establish a performance baseline. And then from that baseline, you have something to measure the change in performance by. Clarify. Clarify refers to clarifying the gap between where the team member is now and where they need to get to in order to achieve their objective. By clarifying, you make sure that you both agree as to exactly what the change, progress, or development needs to happen. Options generation. In this step, the goal is generating all the possible options for moving forward. This step involves some brainstorming and, thus, can take time. Many managers just go through the motions, or worse, manipulate their employee with leading questions that enable the person to come up with the options the manager wants to hear. Instead, take your time and allow the person to generate their own options. Motivation to action. Once the options have been discussed and the best way forward agreed, the manager must check the motivation of the person to move on the actions. The manager must have the ability to check this and challenge any signs of demotivation. Enthusiasm and encouragement. This stage and the one that follows are ones that continue through the rest of the coaching process. At all times, the manager must show enthusiasm for the objectives ahead and encourage them to do as best they can. If you falter in your enthusiasm and encouragement, you will risk the team member becoming demotivated very easily. Support. The manager must always show support for the team member in the tasks agreed upon and ask if there is any support they need to assist them. There may be times when the performance plan you've been coaching your employee through will need to change as the organization changes. It will be your role to support the team member through any alterations to their activities to align with the new needs and priorities. The Personal Development Program, PDP. You may set a personal development plan for your team members by adjusting their job responsibilities and discussing their potential and analyzing their prospects. You need to meet with the person in a private meeting and ensure you are both in rapport. Discuss and agree on the objective of the meeting, which is to create a performance development plan. Get the team member to discuss the achievements and successes accomplished during the quarter, year, etc. Let them identify ways in which they would like to further develop their performance, training, assignments, challenges, etc. Discuss the performance for the quarter and suggest ways in which the person might further develop their performance in the future. Examine job responsibilities for the coming quarter and in general, using the job description or previous performance development plans that list them. You may very well need to change or add to them since jobs naturally evolve over time. Agree upon standards for performance for the key job responsibilities. How will you measure success? If you can't measure success, you will be leaving your assessment of their performance up to your subjective observations, which may not be accurate. Set goals for the quarter. Document them, including how you will measure the achievement of each goal. Coaching for a team. Coaching a team is different from coaching an individual. It requires viewing the team in a similar way to how you view an individual, as having goals, objectives, performance expectations, and the need for performance management. Step 1. Define a purpose and priorities. Like individuals, teams need to know what they are trying to achieve and why they are trying to achieve it before they can focus full attention. Step 2. Understand the environment teams exist because of the external social environment they are in and because of their own members. Step 3. Identify and tackle barriers to performance. Knowing what the team is supposed to achieve and what it is achieving, you identify and work on the reasons for the gaps. Step 4. Build the team development plan. The team plan defines what the team and its individual members need and want to learn, and how this will contribute to the business purpose and responsibilities. Step 5. Grow in confidence. A frequent role for the team coach is to work one-on-one with the team leader and separately with the team members, as well as bringing them all together. Step 6. Maintain the balance. The team coach has a multifaceted role when it comes to maintaining a healthy, working balance on the team.